What's up, everybody? It's Magic here with RacingNews.com, back for another edition of Dr. Miranda Previews. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Dr. Miranda. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to talk about this race. Like I tweeted earlier this week, I think this is the most competitive Oaks prep they've had this far. I mean, you have Travel Calm, you have Clary Air, not to mention a couple of the shippers coming in from Gulfstream Park. You add in Malathat with this group, and I think you have the Kentucky Oaks winner.
I love it, especially because Moonlight Doro, the real Kentucky Oaks winner, is unfortunately hurt. We'll see her back later this summer, but I'm excited to get to Fairgrounds. We have the showdown between Travel Column and Clary Air. They were 1-2 in the Rachel Alexandra Stakes last time out, and they threw you for a loop because you usually like to pass on Brad Cox and Florent Giroux, but this time you were on Travel Column and Flo let you down. So I'm curious to see, are you going to put your faith back in Flo again? Are you going to go with Clary Air, or are you going to go with someone new here?
So we'll have to wait till the end. So I'm going to talk about all of these 8 horses, then go over who I like in the end. It may surprise you, though. So starting off with the number 1, Zagel. To start off, I have a lot of questions surrounding this horse. She left Gulfstream Park, where she's 2 for 2, to come to the Fairgrounds, who right now has the top 2 Oaks contenders with Travel Calm and Clary Air. Not to mention, Gulfstream Park is kind of a week filled with fillies right now. I mean, Whole Bodemeister upset the Devona Dale with Bequist in there, and Whole Bodemeister almost caught up to Zagel in the forward gal. So Zagel is here because I think Fletcher's trying to separate her from Malathat. Another issue I have, though, is Saez is jumping off of her to go to a different horse in this race. She's never gone this far. She's never gone around 2 turns. She gets a new jockey. This is a new track. I think she's going to press the pace, but I'm just going to fade this horse altogether. And then you have the number 2 horse, Moonswag. Now, this horse continues to show up every single time. She got 3rd in the Silver Bullet Day, got 3rd in the Rachel Alexander behind Clary Air and Travel Calm, but she still is 6.5 lengths back. She, in a way, reminds me of Ollie's Candy, who's always there, always a bridesmaid, but never the bride. I think she's going to continue to improve, but I think this is going to be a way tougher race than Rachel Alexander. Now, the number 3 horse, Super Sensational. I still love this horse. 3rd time's a charm with her. I'm going to hold out hope. The fact that she gets John Velasquez makes me like her a little bit more. In her Silver Bullet Day, she was so promising. She got 2nd, ran a 75 buyer at her first try on dirt and first try around 2 turns. Last time in the Rachel Alexander, it was just a terrible trip from the beginning. I'm not blaming Declan Carroll, but he certainly did not help her at all. He swung her wide instead of staying on the rail. He let Clary Air just pass her, and then she got clipped at the stretch. So I'm just going to throw that race out. Now we go with the number 4, Little Tootsie. Saez is jumping on this horse instead of Zagel. She's 2 for 3 on this track, and she got an 89 buyer when breaking her maiden. That's actually the highest buyer in this field. She's been this distance before. She won at this distance last time out. She has a lot of early speed. I'm just a little nervous about her getting into a pace duel. I think she's going to hit the board. My only question is she going to get outclassed by this field? Now, the number 5 horse, Obligatory. I really like this horse, especially watching her last time out at Gulfstream Park. Yes, it was a maiden special weight, but she ran an 82 buyer. She got stretched out for the first time, and she came storming down the stretch. I think she really loved the added distance. Now she's Jedamont Farms by Curlin, and just like her stablemate Millie Philly, who's staying at Gulfstream Park. So my question is, do they like Obligatory more that they put her in this spot, or do they like Millie Philly better because they're trying not to face Malathat, who may show up in the Gulfstream Park Oaks? So then we go with the number 6 horse, Clary Air. Now, she's one of your top contenders for the Oaks. She beat 3 of these horses last time out in the Rachel Alexander, including Travel Calm. She did get a great trip, though. She stayed on the rail and then passed all the tiring foes there in the end. But I think this race is going to set up a little bit different. The race in the Rachel Alexander was such a fast pace that she stayed back and then passed everyone. But I think everyone's going to kind of stay back, and I think the race is going to be won on the stretch at the end. She's going to be very tough, but I'm going to be looking elsewhere in this race. Now we have the 7, Il Malachio. This horse has won a stakes race on turf, placed on synthetic, and most recently got 3rd on dirt in the Suncoast. But the Suncoast, that's not a strong field, especially seeing the winner, Curlin's Catch, not do well in Devona Dale. I think she's just way in over her head here. Now, the last horse, Travel Calm, she's probably going to be your favorite going into the race. There's no denying that she's a great filly. She has Brad Cox, Florent Giroux, but she just broke my heart last time out and made me really question her. Now, she did try to keep up with the fast pace setter, Off We Go, and it may have caught up to her in the end. But at the same time, if you watch that race back, was Flo just too confident with her? Because he didn't even pull out the crop until Clarier was passing him, and then it was way too late. And then I just don't know, because then you watch back the Goldenrod where she had a terrible trip and it was a totally different ride. But the thing that I question the most about that race is Coach got third in that race and just recently didn't even show up at all against Will Seeker in the Honeybee. So with all of that said, I'm going to go with the big upset. I'm going to fade Travel Calm and Clarier altogether. I'm going to go with the new face. I'm going to go with number 5, Obligatory. Just watching that race back, seeing how she responded to added distance, I think this is going to be her race. Underneath, I'm going to add in Clarier and Travel Calm just for defense. I'm not going to be stupid altogether. So with my exacta box, I'm going to go with 5, 6, 8. And in the try box, I'm going to add in my girl, Super Sensational. Hopefully she has a comeback. So it's going to go 3, 5, 6, 8. And then in my Superfecta box, we're going to add in Lil Tootsie, see if she can show up here and go 3, 5, 4, 6, 8.
I love it. Lil Tootsie is one that I'm really excited about playing. She was 35-1 when the Kentucky Oaks Future Wager pool closed just last week, and now she's 4-1 in her stakes attempt here. Tom Amos and Joel Politi, the owner, they teamed up to win this race in 2019 with Serengeti Empress, who went on to win the Kentucky Oaks. So they know what they're doing here, but listen, there's a lot of class here and a lot of talent, and I agree with you, Dr. Miranda. You are the expert, so it's good that I agree with you, but this really feels like we're going to find the fairground or the Kentucky Oaks winner probably coming from Fairgrounds, and it's been a very strong spot for horses over the years. Dr. Miranda, thanks so much for joining us. Tell the folks at home where they can find you for all your tips and insight.
At Miranda Bungie.
Head over to racenews.com. We have the full picks and previews and analysis for the Louisiana Derby and everything else happening this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Until then, good luck.